Alright, welcome back. Episode number 2 of the V.O.C. YouTube channel. I think I've kind of figured out my schedule a little bit. I think I'm going to do NFL on Tuesdays, college on Thursdays. I think that's the best way to do it, and that's just how I'm going to do it. Alright, to jump into the NFL this week, a lot of interesting games. Obviously, Bucs-Rams being the biggest game, but honestly, looking over the NFL season, it's just too early to tell right now who's the Super Bowl champ, who's not, who's going to make the playoffs, who's not. I mean, look, we're in week 3 right now. Look, there's some good teams out there right now. Like the Rams, to me, the way that they're playing right now, they're spanking you like your grandma does after you spill juice on her rug. They're just bending people over and spanking you. But this is week 3. Yeah, they beat the Super Bowl champs. Look, it's early. We've seen it with Tom before. They were 7-5 last year and then went on. I think they won a lot of their games. I think they won out the rest of the year, obviously in the playoffs as well to win the Super Bowl, but they were 7-5 and I'm pretty sure they won out the rest of the regular season. So, look, it's still early. So to sit here and say, this is a bad team, this is a good team. Some teams have played good teams, some teams haven't. Some teams have had bad breaks. You look at the Chiefs, they're 1-2, they very easily could be 3-0. Very easily. And I believe that they'll be fine. So it's just like the Seahawks. Look. They're overtime away from being 2-1. But they did get throttled this week, but I think that they'll be fine. But I'd like to go into the division leaders, and I did say it's early, but I would like to just talk about how I think some of these divisions will shake up, and it's interesting to look at the divisions. I mean, if you look at the AFC East, the Bills are on top. I think everybody would have thought that was going to happen, and I foresee the Bills staying on top. The AFC North is interesting. There's 3 teams right now tied for 2-1. You have the Bengals, Ravens, Browns. This is going to be a tough division. It's going to be harder than a lot of people think. The Steelers are 1-2 in it. They're playing, as of right now, they have no offense. Their defense is hurt. But if I had to look right now in week 3, I'd say either the Browns or Ravens win it, and leading more towards Browns a little bit. I think the Ravens' last 2 wins very easily could be losses. The AFC South, the Titans are going to run away with this division from what it looks like right now. They are just too dominant. You have Derrick Henry, just way too dominant. Then you have the AFC West with the Raiders. The Broncos are both 3-0. The Chargers are 2-1. And then you have the Chiefs that are 1-2. I mean, looking at that, that's a recipe for this division is going to be tight, but the Chiefs are going to have to really, really work towards it. But I think the Chiefs will be fine. I mean, the Raiders have had a great season so far. The Broncos, they haven't played anybody. The 3 teams they've played, they're all 0-9. So, like I said, it's too early to tell with some of these teams. The NFC East, the Cowboys look like the favorites, but it's the Cowboys. You never really know how good they're going to be. NFC North, Packers should run away with this division. As a Bears fan, they're ruining Justin Fields. He has no shot behind the offensive line that we have, and it's a shit show to watch. It is very much of a shit show. It's not fun to watch. As a fan, and it's terrible to watch. But the Packers should easily win the division. I don't foresee them not. The Panthers are leading the NFC South. I think the Panthers will be very good this year, but I don't think they win the division. I still like the Bucs. But the Bucs do have problems. Their defense isn't as tough as it was last year. It's looking like right now, but like I said, it's so early to tell. And then the NFC West, this is going to be the toughest division. The Rams and Cardinals are both 3-0, and they look really good. I think both those teams could easily win the division. I slight towards the Rams as of right now. But, like I said, it's still too early. You don't know exactly everything that's going to happen. We're week 3. There's 17 games total this year, so we have 14 games left. A lot of things can happen. There are injuries, suspensions, COVID could play a big role. So we just don't know. But, if I had to do a hot take, I'm not the biggest hot take guy, but if I had to, obviously the Rams look ridiculously good. if that was my hot take, it would be, wow, my overreaction. Wow, the Rams are so good. Yeah, they're playing really good. That would be my only hot take. But like I said, it's still too fucking early to sit here and say you're the Super Bowl champs. Give them the Lombardi. You cannot fucking do it. You can't. I do want to segue into another thing I'm going to talk about here. This, to me, as a Bears fan, could be very, very funny to see fold out in the future. Matt Lafleur and Kyle Shanahan have some beef right now, I guess. They used to be like best friends. They did like everything together. Best friends, did this, did that together, all this. So clearly there was a tormentive offseason for the Packers, with Aaron Rodgers not wanting to play, and then he's playing now, So the drama comes into where I guess Kyle Shanahan, when he called the Packers about Aaron Rodgers, Matt Lafleur did not answer his calls, and Matt Lafleur got a little pissed about it. And to me, it's like, Matt Lafleur, you're being such a little bitch. This is a business, and this is a business of winning games. Look, I get it. You're Matt Lafleur. You've coached 2 years. You've been 13-3 both times. You've been in the NFC title game twice. You've lost them. But you wouldn't get there if you didn't have Aaron Rodgers. I get it. I completely get it. But this is a business. You can't sit around and be emotional and play, oh my God, he wanted my quarterback. Of course he wanted your quarterback. Every motherfucker in the NFL, other than maybe 3 or 4 teams, wants fucking Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback, and especially the 49ers. So to sit here and to be a little bitchy about it and get all pissy, it's so funny to me because it's retarded. It is so dumb. And then they had the post, so they played Sunday, they had the post-game handshake. It wasn't even a handshake, if that's what you want to call it. They didn't even look at each other. They touched a little bit. Kyle Shanahan called it just pissed about the game because he lost. No, this is some deep-rooted things. But to me, this will be crazy to watch unfold, because if this continues on that way of, we see the Packers going maybe with Aaron Rodgers leaving this year, what does Matt LaFleur do? Does he crumble up in his corner and be like, I don't have my quarterback anymore, I can't do this, Or, do we see Matt LaFleur fight for Aaron Rodgers, plead with Aaron Rodgers to try and keep him there as long as he can? But, it was the craziest thing to me, because to ruin a friendship over a quarterback, I think is dumb. And look, this is the NFL, like I said before. You want to win games. So to get mad at your friend because he called about your quarterback, I think is dumb. I thought it was one of the dumbest things I've seen all week, and I just couldn't. I don't know. It just, something about it just really, really irked me. I don't think I have much any more to talk about. Like I said, it's still early in the NFL. There's been a lot of storylines. Like I said, if I had a hot take, the Rams would, be my Super Bowl champs right now. But, it's too early. They look good, but you don't crown Super Bowl champs. I had weeks where you crown them during Super Bowl week. So to sit here and be like, but I think that's pretty much all I have to talk about. Thanks for watching.